Okay, for page 6, here we go. You will need one piece, your A piece, that measures 9.5 by 8. You'll need 2 B pieces that measure 9 7/8 by 7.5. 1 C piece that measures 8 by 7. 2 D pieces that measure 6.5 by 8 3/8. Your E piece will be 6 by 7. And your 2 F pieces will be 5.5 by 7 3/8. Okay? The measurements are also on the written PDF if you need a repeat of those. And now we will grab our scoreboard. Okay, so the scoring for this page, super easy. Every single piece for page 6 is going to be scored at 1/2 inch. Those are going to be the only score marks. They're going to be 1/2 inch, just depends on which side. So A is 1/2 inch on the 8-inch side. Okay, so 1/2, 8 is at the top. That's A. Your 2 B pieces, 1/2 on the 9 7/8 side. C, 1/2 on the 7-inch side. Your 2 D pieces, 1/2 on the 8 3/8 side. And your E piece, 1/2 on the 6-inch side. And F, 1/2 on the 7 3/8 inch side. Oops. Okay, so that was really easy. Now we can add score tape to each of those 1/2 inch sections and miter all the corners. This page is probably the simplest page of the album to put together, but it's really quite effective in the way that it looks at the end. At least I think so. I hope you think so. Okay, get your scissors and we will miter all of these corners. Nothing fancy or special on any of these, just simple mitering for everything. Okay, last one. Get the biddies out of the way and bring in your the base page that you just finished working on. So flip it over. 1/2 inch sections are to the right. And start with A. A is adhered to the top left of the base page. So fold and crease all of your score lines, or you can do it as you go, either way. There we go. Okay, so it's your A piece is just a little bit shorter than the width of your base page, so put it in the top left corner of your base page. Okay, opening like that. So that's A. B is going to be adhered to the left edge of A, the first B piece. Okay, so here's A. We're going to adhere B to the left edge of it. Okay, so here's B, your first B. This is A. The second B is going to go, so close that first B, close it up. And now the second B is going to go on the right side of B on the front here. Okay, so the right side, second B going on the first B on the right. Okay, there we go. Second V, first B, A. Okay, the C piece is going to go on the top left of that second B piece, the one you just put down. Okay, so right up top left. There's C. D, the first D, is going to go on the left edge of C. Okay, left edge of C. So there's the D. Second D is going to go on the right edge of the first one that you just put down. Okay, so this is the first D. Close it up. Second D goes on the right hand side. Okay, just like that. And your E piece is going to go on the top of the D you just put down, top left of D. Okay, so here's E. Here's the second D you put down. This is the first D, and then C. Alright, and now we've got the F pieces. First F is going to go on the left edge of E. Okay. And the second F is going to go on the right edge of that F piece you just put down. So we've just followed that same pattern every time. And so now, we're going to put magnets on, but what we're going to have, so it's going to open a layer that opens to the left, and then this opens to the left, and then this opens to the left. And then we've got this piece that opens top to the up, and up, and up, and goes to the left, and to the left, and to the left. Alright, so it's quite effective, but it's really, really simple to put together. So now we are going to add some magnets. This is really your choice. I mean, there's a lot of options for this page. I'm going to use a whole bunch of magnets. I'm going to pretty much magnetize every opening. You can completely choose to do swing tabs. It might get slightly confusing because there's many layers that require other things to be unlocked in order to open. So I'm going to use a whole bunch of magnets, but you don't feel like you have to. Okay, you can do alternative ways of closing everything up. All right, but I am going to start. Right, so let's just begin at the bottom and just start adding some magnets. This is going to take quite a few of them, but it is going to be so effective when it's all magnetized together. So this is the first one. This is the back of A to the base page. Come here, score tape, work with me here. There we go. Okay, so that's the first one. Now, so we're just going to basically go in the order that we put everything down in. So I mean for, well, if you could put a swing tab here, but then it interferes with this opening. I mean, magnets are probably the best way to go. Swing tabs are an option, but it will close a couple layers at a time. It won't just be one layer closing if you add a swing tab. It will be a couple layers that will be locked. So it just depends on how you want it to look as it's opening. So this is A to B. Okay. Now I'm going to do the back of C to B. Oops. C to C. Oh, I forgot to add a magnet going in this direction. We have to remember to put it to the right and the left. So these are the B pieces. I've already done the B opening the opposite direction. Now I have a lot of people who ask me where I get my magnets. And I just buy them on eBay. Nothing super fancy. I just look on eBay, just type in thin disc magnets or niobium disc magnets, anything like that, and there's all kinds of sellers who have them on eBay. Some are definitely better than others, but when I do get an order, I tend to buy them in really large quantities, and when I do have a large order, I do put some in my own Etsy shop. I'm waiting. The thing is that when I do a large order, it usually takes at least a couple months for them to reach me. So at the moment I don't have any in my shop, but by the time you're watching this, who knows, maybe I do. So I try to keep them in there. So this is the E piece going down to the D, the one that I'm doing right now. So I'm just doing the magnet sandwiches on every single opening. And this is the E to the E. So a little piece of score tape. Remove the backing. 2 magnets. Another piece of score tape. Close it up. Other side. Okay, now let's make sure I've got them all. So open to the right, open to the left, open up. Open to the right, open to the left, open up. And open to the right, open to the left, and open up. Fantastic. So how many magnets is that altogether? 2, 4, 6, 12. So that's 18 magnets for this page altogether. So I know it is quite a few. I really do like my magnets. And now decorating this is just easy peasy. There is nothing fancy about it. Just cutting your pattern paper. About 1/8 of an inch less than the cardstock itself. For this, I am going to go with greens and purples. So I'm going to get my pieces of pattern paper cut, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just wanted to show you what I did with it in the decorating. I'm still going to be decorating a bit more, but for the papers themselves. So on the front, I wanted the mushrooms. I love these mushrooms. On the inside of this one, it's purple on one side, green on the other with some borders. On the opposite side is just green. So I wanted it to look green, purple as you look down at it from each way. Okay, and then on the next one, purple's inside. And purple with a border on this side. So if it was green down here, I went purple up, and if it was purple down here, I went green up. So nothing too crazy. Just I did use a couple sheets of just plain purple cardstock, the dark purple. All right, so some border strips here. And then at the top I used the signature paper with some border strips and just a plain piece of cardstock, and I'm going to be decorating this a little bit more. So that is it. I might add a couple mushroom charms or something like that. I haven't quite decided, but there is your page 6. So now I'm going to get my papers together for page 7. Okie dokie, on to page 7. The pieces you will need for page 7 are as follows. Piece A, 7 3/8 by 9. Piece B, 4 1/4 by 7. C, 4 1/4 by 6 3/4. D, 7 1/2, 7 3/8. E, you need 3 of them. Where's my third one? Should be 3 here. Okay, I only have 2 cut, but we need 3. So 3 pieces of E, 4 1/4 by 6 3/4. F is 6 1/4 by 9 1/2. 2 G pieces, and they measure 4 by 6 1/2. And then 1 H piece, which is 4 3/4 by 8 3/8. Okay, so I'm just going to cut one more E piece, and then I will start to get everything scored. So let me just quickly cut that. Okay, so there's our last E piece. Now bring in your scoreboard. Okay, A will be scored at half on the 9-inch side. Okay, half on the 9-inch side, that's A. B will be scored at half and at 5/8 on the 7-inch side. So half, and the next tick over 5/8. Make a little gusset. That's B. Okay, C will be scored at half on the 6 3/4 inch side. D will be scored at half on the 7 1/2 inch side. All three of the E pieces will be scored at half on the 6 3/4 inch side. So those are the E's. Both the F pieces will be scored at half and, oh sorry, that's not the F piece. This is the F piece. There we go. Okay. Okay, your F piece will be scored at half. Oops. At half and at 5 1/8 along the 9 1/2 inch side. The two G pieces will be scored at half on the 6 1/2 inch side. And lastly, your H piece, score it at half on the 4 3/4 inch side. Then turn it 90 degrees and score it again at half and at 7 7/8 on the 8 3/8 inch side. So we're making a pocket out of that one. Alright, so that's all of your scoring. Put your scoreboard away. We'll add our score tape to all of those 1/2 inch sections now. And then we'll miter our corners. Oops. Almost there. A couple more pieces. Remember, always putting your score tape on the valley side of your lines. That's why we do the score tape before we fold and crease, so you know which side to put it on. And make sure for pieces that have a little gusset like that B piece did, make sure not to go into that second score line. Alright, that's that. Now let's miter everything. So again, when there's that double score line, make sure you only go from the first score line. Don't cut into your gusset. Don't cut into the gusset there. It's B. And C. B. Your E pieces. And then whenever you have a pocket, remember to miter the corners. Those ones are normal, and then this one cut in at an angle to where they meet the score lines, and then cut out at an angle. So it kind of looks like that. You've got a bit of an angle thing going on. It's not completely straight across. Get your biddies out of the way. Now crease and fold all of the score lines, and we will start to put it together. bring in your last base page. So the 2 1/2-inch sections are towards the left, and piece A is going to adhere to the left side of the base page. Come on, score tape. There we go. Okay, left side of the base page. So put it right up to, but not over where the fold is on your little 1/2-inch flap, right? So just, there's like just a smidge of space. You just want to make sure that this flap can still fold perfectly, okay? All right, so that's your A. Your B piece is going to adhere to the right edge of the base page, centered top to bottom. Okay, so right here on the edge of the right edge, and you want it to be centered top to bottom. I'm just going to eyeball it. You can certainly measure it. I should probably measure it, shouldn't I? I should do what I'm saying to do. Use your bone folder. Measure things. Okay, maybe we'll actually make a little measurement here. Let's see. So 7 1/2. So 3 3/4 is the center. 3 3/4 is the center. So let's make a little mark on the center of this and line those up, and then we'll know we're centered. So 4 1/4, so 2 1/8. Okay, so now we're just going to try and line these 2 marks that I just made up. Probably should have put them right at the edge. Okay. Perfecto. Alright, there we go, centered top to bottom. C. Okay, we're going to keep B in the open position, and then we're going to attach C to the right edge of it. So we're basically going to make this open up twice. Oh, it might be a tad crooked. Is that crooked? No, we're okay. Alright, so there we go. Okay, now open these up, and we're going to add our D piece to the right side of the base page. Okay? Okay. Alright, so there is your D piece. So now open up D, and you're going to put your 3 E pieces onto the inside of D here. So you have a choice. I mean, you can, I'm going to go to the right, to the left, and to the right. You could have them all going down one side staggered or down the other side staggered. You could have it up and, 2 down and then up. You'd have them however you want. So in whatever arrangement you desire, attach them to the inside of D. So I'm going to go 1 on the right edge at the top. Okay, and then I'm going to put 1 in the center, somewhere around there, and then the other one at the bottom right. So the 2 half-inch sections of your right E-pieces will overlap. Okay. So I'm going like that. Okay, next we will adhere piece F to the left edge of A. Okay, so this is A here. So we're going to put it right here. Just have to fold this in. So it opens like this. Okay. Remove the backing here. And adhere it to the edge, center, top to bottom. Okay, so that goes like that. Okay, and now open F up to the side, and your 2 G pieces. Again, this is a personal choice. You can have them both at the top, both at the bottom, both on the same side, however you want to do it. I am personally going to put one of the G pieces on the top of the right, or the left hand side of G, and then I'm going to put the other one at the bottom of the inner G part. So you can place them however you so desire. Okay, so that goes like that. And then your pocket is going to go on the left-hand side of the base page. So we are going to fold in our sides first. Fold in the sides. Remove the score tape backing. Fold up the bottom. So it'll just adhere just in those 2 little corners there. Remove the last of the score tape backing and adhere it so that the opening of the pocket goes to the inside and on the left side of the base page. Okay, there's your pocket there. Alright, so that closes up there, and then D closes, F, G, and C. Okay, I think that's how I had it, yeah. Alright, so now we will need to add a whole bunch of magnets once again. Need my magnets. Okay, so let's open it all back up. So let's see. We need to have magnets going from the G pieces to the F pieces. So whichever way you did this, just make sure they're all magnetized down. Okay, so I've got one magnet sandwich going on at the bottom here, and then I'll have one up here at the top of, assuming you did it this way. Okay, and then another piece of score tape on each of those. Alright, there's those. We also need to add magnets to close the F pieces. We could do one an extra one here. It's not entirely necessary because we're going to do them here. So, you know, your call. It's actually, yeah, we'll close it over D. Why is this? Okay. So first we will work on these. So we'll add a couple magnets here. Now really, you only need, if you've done it this way, then you really only need one over here, because it's going to kind of lock down all three of them. So your choice. We've used a lot of magnets, so if you want to save a few magnets, you can probably get away with just having one on the bottom right corner of your top E-piece, because when we close that, it will kind of close all three of them. I'll show you. So when we close that down, see how it kind of locks all of them? So you don't really need to have any more than that. That'll do the trick. And now let's put a couple magnets. I'm going to put 2 magnets going from, let me close that up, going from your piece on the left here. What is that? Your F and G, is that it? F and G? I think so. I think it's F and G. Okay, so we're going to put 2 pieces of score tape over here. Okay. So 1 pair of magnets there, 1 pair of magnets there. More score tape. Okay, and now close this over A. Okay, so there is that. And then your C and B will be over top of that, and I think I'm going to use a swing tab here. So you can use a magnet as well, but I think I'm going to do the swing tab route, so it should look like that. Alright, I mean, if you prefer, you can also go like this and close this. Instead of having the F and G portion go towards A, you can put it on D and then go like that. You can put this underneath. This is your album, so if you want to close things in a different manner, please feel free to do so. This is how I am doing it, but you're welcome to do it however you desire. Alright, so I'm going to get my pieces all cut up and ready to decorate this, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this, I did actually decorate, put all the pattern paper on off camera, but I'm just going to show you what I've done. So I've got a metal swing tab here with a magnet. So I put a magnet on the back of this charm, and then made sure I knew where I wanted it to go, and then had a corresponding magnet right under here. So do that before you put this piece of pattern paper on. And then you open it up, and I've just gone with the purples and greens. I did some borders just to kind of keep the flow of the purple and green. Did some stamping here. Remember, when you are putting, if you do decide to do a swing tab here, remember to wait, do the swing tab first and then put this piece of pattern paper on. I just did some embossing on these 2 pieces, little frames here. And then over on this side, just this, I did it to kind of match this, the purple and the borders. So it's all cohesive all the way along. And then you open this up, and I kind of matched it to the purple here. So that opens, and then I've got some butterfly embossed paper there. And then that opens up like that. And then over here, like that. And then this is the pocket. I don't have any tags in the pocket yet, but I will get those happening. And I did some flower embossing on that one. And I might embellish it just a little bit more, but I haven't exactly decided how yet, so I'm still working on that. And so that is what I did. You don't have to do exactly what I did, but that's just kind of how I did it. And yeah, so that is page 7. So we just have the one page left to go. So I will leave you there, and the next video will start with page 8. You're doing awesome! Yay!